Hotep. This is Shakandugu Kemet. This presentation is called Allah is not written in pre-dynastic Nubia temple of Ptah. I'm going to show you a 20-second excerpt from a video that made a lot of groupies happy lately, and then I'm going to expose why it's wrong.
If you know Islam, or if you know Arabic, you know the name of Allah is written Alif Lam Lam Ha Saker. This is Wolof. This is ancient African. This is Alif Lam Lam Ha Saker. This is Allah.
Here's a close-up of the MELANATED. The gentleman talking is Badara Ndao. We're going to get right into it. MELANATED is a more appropriate name for what is more commonly called hieroglyphs. They are numbered, and the one that we are looking at is D37. Okay? Now D37 is sound for G. Now if you go on Wikiversity, development of hieroglyphic writing, it says D37 and D39 was a determinant meaning to offer. D37 shows an arm and a hand offering a stilized loaf of bread. For further reading, you have R.H. Wilkinson, Reading Egyptian Art, 1992. You also have a picture of Tehutimes, more commonly known as Thutmose III, showing offering, and this gesture is shown in D39. Now here's a bigger resolution of the picture. You also have a link to the website of the English Egyptologist Alan Gardiner. He's apparently the one who came up with the classification for the MELANATED, the hieroglyphs, if you will. And you can see that D37 means give, to give. Okay. You can also check out hieroglyphs.net, and you can see that you have the sign, the symbol for D37, and it means give. It's a verb. Now back to Wikipedia. Don't you worry, it's not my primary sources. There will be others. You can see here the bread cone. That's inside the palm of the hand. You have an extended arm, and then in the palm of the hand you have the cone, and that's the symbol that we are dealing with. Okay, that person earlier claimed that means Allah. Okay. You have a picture of the vessel for Pepi the First said festival. If you look closely between the two ankh in the bottom, you can see the actual cone, bread cone. Okay. And talking about festival, if you check page 58 of the Per Heru, which is more commonly known as the Book of the Dead, you have a translation of a few symbols with the one that we're dealing with. And the translation is as follows: He is the giver of life from the beginning, which makes sense according to what we saw earlier when he says that it means give, to give. Okay. Every time I quote the Per Heru, the Book of the Dead, that's the edition that I'm talking about. Okay. That one is it's actually called the Book of the Dead, Hieroglyphic Transcript and Translation into English of the Papyrus of Ani by Wallis Budge. Now, Wikimedia Commons, you also have the symbol that we're dealing with once again, and you have a translation: given life like Ra. Now you can see the sign and the Ankh sign, which means life. You also have the disc, the solar disc, which most of the time means Ra. So I suggest that symbol that I didn't know of means like. Okay. And underneath you have the same one, but you only have the cone this time, not the actual all arm with the cone in the palm, but it means the same thing. And now underneath you have three pictures, right? The first one is a fragment from an Egyptian stela from the New Kingdom period. It was found in ancient Ugarit. The second one, I don't really know what it is because it looks like it's German, some other language that I can't read. It says Maler der Krabkammer des Hege, but then if you have that's a close-up there, you can see the sign. It's about in the middle, and you have the Ankh sign as well, so it probably means give life again, something like that. And then finally, the third picture is the one that the groupies are rejoicing over. Now that one is Ptah, that makes an offering to the god Ptah, and it's actually in a museum of archaeology and anthropology at the University of Pennsylvania. Okay. Now Remember earlier I showed you two examples where the symbol D37 was linked to festivals, right? Now here's one more. Now if you go to the website of the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology at the University of Pennsylvania, that's yeah, you go on, click on exhibit and collection, then go to Egypt, then go to Lower Egypt, the Palace of Ptah. Then if you do a search, you don't have to read all this, do a search, Control F, type in festival, and then that's what you're gonna have. The palace which housed the king during religious festivals originally stood in the vicinity of the Memphis sanctuary of the god Ptah. Now that was a long way. In case you want to show it to one of your friends, just tell them to go on Google and type in Lower Egyptian Gallery. You click on the second link, and then you will have it looks like an older page from the same website though, and it says the second sentence says the palace originally stood in the vicinity of the sanctuary of Ptah at Memphis, where it housed the king during religious festivals. All right. Now let's deal with examples of the symbol's actual meaning, since apparently it's supposed to mean Allah. Now go on Google and type in "given life like Ra." That's the sentence that we had as an example earlier. And first link that comes up is uponreflection.co.uk, and you do have some translations there. You have the symbols and then the meaning. In the second line you have "may she be given life." You can see the ankh, which means life. You have a symbol in the middle that I do not know, and then you have the cornbread. Okay, underneath, well, while I'm at it, the MELANATED can be read from top to bottom, left to right, or right to left, but never from the bottom to the top. And the way for you to know is to look at the direction which the signs are facing. Like in this case, you can see it's facing towards the right, so you read it from right to left. And you have the sign for Sa, and then Ra, that means son of Ra. Now just underneath you have given life like Ra forever. Now you can see the ankh and then the cornbread at the end. If you scroll down, you have another example, and it's given life. And you also once again have the ankh and then the cornbread. Okay, and now I'm not tempted to give you a lesson. I just want to make it plain and simple for the sake of my argument. Now with the MELANATED you have phonograms. There's three categories. You have the single sound or consonant, such as D21, and that's the sign for the letter R. You have two sounds or consonants, such as D28, and that's the sign for Ka. And you have three sounds or consonants, such as F35, and this one is for Nefer, that's NFR. And you also have ideograms, which are signs that represent what they mean. For example, you have a man, so that means man, that's A1, and you have B1, which is a woman, so that means woman. Finally, you have determinatives, which give a general idea of the meaning of the word. Now, what's very strange to me is that Badaranda breaks down one symbol, D37, which is spelled D or J, into Lif, Lam, Lam, A, Sakar.
This is the original name of Allah. Lif, Lam, Lam, Ha, Sakar. Ha, Sakar means the Ha of the pyramid. And this is the right hand.